I will kill you as you fall asleep. Please. Please, I will kill you someday as I sleep. Pet me while I fall asleep and kill you.
How old is your cat, bro? With the evil eyes.
It's probably 14.
14?
Yeah, I got it in 2003.
So how many years does it have left of cat life expectancy?
I don't know. Like, cats usually don't live forever.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Yeah.
I don't know. My grandma had a cat that lived to 22.
Shit.
But most cats probably between 10 and 12.
That's tragic, bro.
It's usually less, obviously, for outdoor cats.
Yeah.
It's like 7 or 8 years usually. Yeah. But obviously, this cat is indoors, and
has the physique of an indoor cat too, by the way.
Yeah, she's well fed, and I don't know. I think maybe that's the thing. I give her so much love that it keeps her alive.
Should we call PETA? Should we call PETA?
I don't know. PETA actually says that you shouldn't have pets. Like certain PETA advocates, they're all about not imprisoning any animal. They don't want you to have any domesticated animal at all. Mm-hmm. They should all run free. They should all have their own bank accounts and be able to marry and stuff and, everything that people should have.
I completely agree. They should be able to marry. They should be able to have bank accounts. They should be able to live lives.
Have you seen people that, marry their pets? They have weddings for their pets.
I've seen those. Did you see that Broad City episode?
No.
Yeah, they just had a Broad City episode. Well, I just watched it. I think it was 2014, where 2 guys married their dogs.
Wait, a gay couple married
their couple, not to the dogs, but the 2 dogs.
I don't believe it now.
Exactly.
I don't buy it now.
Yeah. You live here in the area of downtown Long Beach that is mostly, I wouldn't say mostly, but it's largely homosexual population.
You know how many times I've heard while walking by a bus stop, "Suck my cock"?
None?
I'm not going to say none.
None. That's all I was going to say. You none? No. How many times?
I'd say at least 2 or 3.
But to you?
I don't know if it's to me.
Oh.
I didn't make it. I didn't find out.
You didn't want to investigate where it was coming from?
I wasn't like, hey, who are you talking to?
Yeah.
Me?
Why'd you change your voice like that? Why'd you have to make it a gay voice?
I had to be innocent,
Like, why are you talking to me? It's like, Daryl, use your real voice.
Hey, why are you talking to me?
To me? Oh, man. You know what? Living around here, because I used to live in this area.
Yeah.
It used to bring up my self-esteem up so high because every bar that I would go to, I'm considered a bear.
Yes.
Here in this part of Long Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would get...
Is that like a good thing?
It's a great thing for your self-esteem. For your butthole, not so much. But I'm saying that, you're having your self-esteem every time you go into a bar, and, as soon as you sit down, having 3 drinks brought to you by 3 different other... kinds of
awesome.
Yeah, dude, it just brings up your self-esteem like crazy. My wife didn't like it at the beginning, but then she started drinking those drinks, so she loved it after a while. So it was just like,
you were there with your wife and you keep getting all these free drinks.
Yeah.
Sweet. And she doesn't go over to these gay guys and go, hey, he's with me.
Yeah, she did that because a couple of times smoke was coming out of the drink. I'm pretty sure that's not what's supposed to happen and shit. And
is that like a sign of the roofie?
Yeah, I think that's it. And it changes colors, and... So, yeah.
I always thought the roofies were supposed to make the drink not look like it's been tainted or anything. It's supposed to be you don't know that this drink has been altered at all.
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be. But a lot of the people around here do crystal meth. And when you're on crystal meth, you really don't check the purity of the drugs and roofies that you're buying. So it might be back alley roofies, and it's just you know what? They just throw it in there and it smokes and it changes colors and stuff like that. So I'm assuming that has a little bit to do with it. The crystal meth.
Do you think that the guy, the scientist that first created Rufinol, do you think it was that same scene in Love Potion #9, except this is the evil version of Love?
I've never seen Love Potion.
What? Oh, it's a good movie with Tate Donovan and an early Sandra Bullock.
Sandy B?
Yep, Sandy B. She's in this movie with Tate Donovan, and they're both scientists, and they create a love potion. Basically, if they take this potion, anytime when they speak to people, the first words that they say to anybody, that makes them instantly fall in love with them.
Okay.
So, and obviously this is a crazy early 90s rom-com.
So this was pre-Demolition Man
for
Sandy B.
Yeah, this was her pretty big movie, for her.
Okay.
And it's a good movie. Watch it. I think it's on HBO.
Is it on Netflix?
Probably.
Okay,
Who
that's
knows?
what I'm checking.
It's easy to find. But here's the thing. The Rufinol version of the same movie is the same, but it's evil. Like they're not like making a love potion where it's like, oh, we'll have these people fall in love with us. No, it's like, we'll make this pill and they'll knock out so we can fuck them.
Raw, no lube, no nothing, just the evil type of intentions. What if we just
we don't need them to fall in love with us. We need them to just not be conscious. Yeah.
And I imagine them using the term cum dumpster for some reason. It's just like, that sounds so horrible, bro. It's just like,
like Rufinol, the movie.
On the bottom, translated, cum dumpster. It's like, what? This is not something I want to take my kids to. This is not the rom-com that I signed up for.
Rated G.
Rated G. What? Like, fuck, what the hell?
Open mics, interviews, and a podcast too. It's just a day in the life for Daryl Williams. Just a day in the life. Whose wife? This Comics Life.
Hello, guys, and welcome to This Comics Live. This is me, your host, D. Williams, a.k.a. Daryl Williams, a.k.a. Dumbass, a.k.a. Dude that's hanging out with a lovely guy that I've known from pretty much day one of the open mic scene. I'm talking about my good friend, Anthony Mojica.
Yeah. Good friend?
Yes.
I literally consider you one of my best friends, bro.
Best friend,
honesty.
compadre, amigo.
Yeah.
Yeah. How would you say it in, Antonio Banderas' voice?
Este es mi amigo. Uno de mis mejores amigos.
Man. Muy caliente.
Get off the floor, Daryl. You keep slipping with your moistness every time I use my Spanish voice.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wish I could sound sexy saying Spanish. I always sound like a gringo when it comes to talking in Spanish.
Yeah.
I talk about it on stage a few times, but also I only know like the horrible phrases that you could never say in Spanish to somebody without sounding, creepy or like, offensive.
Yeah. Me gusta comer el culo.
Right.
Yeah, something like that, which basically means I like to eat ass.
Culo.
Right? Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Me gusta. Hell yeah. Mm-hmm.
Butter, syrup, or jelly? Which is your choice of ass ingredients that you can put on there to make it taste better?
Yeah, I talked about it where the first phrase I learned in Spanish when I was in Spanish 1 class in high school was "Tienes chichis es muy grande."
Which means your titties are very big. Yes. Yeah.
But as a 16-year-old, I'm like, yes, I need to learn this phrase. This is going to be hilarious.
Yeah.
But then later on, in retrospect, I'm like, why would a man need to learn this?
Yeah.
Like, why would I want to tell this to a woman?
Yeah. on that subject, before I forget, because I forget a lot of different type of things, when you were saying about being 16 years old, being a kid, we grew up in the era where emails were just starting. And you get to choose your own emails, and how stupid and how funny we thought those names were, which unfortunately I just went about a week ago and someone asked me for my email, and I still have the same email address that I did when I was about 15, 16 years old, and now I'm like, maybe I should change that. I don't think if I could send that and put it on my resume that I will get hired. Well, I mean, it says Toner Charmer, which is basically my first name in Charmer. It's not that bad, but before that you hear people like Titty Splooge 69 or something like that, which was hilarious.
Mine was literally D to the W 420.
Yeah. So do you still have that?
No,
of course not.
I do not have that still.
Yeah.
But I bet it still gets emails to it.
I'm pretty sure you still get adult friend finder emails that to that email and stuff. So
I'm definitely feeling like I need to purge or dump a few emails that I do have. Nothing comes there that I need.
Yeah.
But I still have it. I don't know why.
Would you care to?
It's like my burner email. Like if I have to like give it out to things that I don't really want to give it out to, I'll give it to this thing.
Yeah, but can you give me an example of something that you keep getting that you're like, wait a minute, I don't really like getting emails from this company. It does nothing for me.
Like dick pills.
Oh, yeah.
Or like remortgaging my house. And I'm like, I don't even own a house.
Well, this beautiful apartment, you could remortgage that.
Right.
Yeah, which by the way, man, this apartment, I don't know if you mentioned it, it's pretty freaking badass. You're nice, single now, right?
Yes, I am single. Yeah. I've been single for the last, I guess according to this podcast, at least 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
But I don't have any ill will towards her, at least not on this podcast. Not when the mics are hot.
Yeah.
But yes, we just parted ways. But I'm not saying it's been, a great gravy train of puss afterwards. It's definitely been like I'm alone. I've been alone a lot.
I can basically say whatever I want.
I enjoy being alone, but I've definitely been by myself most of the time.
So I could definitely say whatever I want in this segment of the podcast because it's going to be deleted or erased
later
on.
No.
We went down this rabbit hole with Daryl. He's got a tear running down his cheek.
Not really.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm Yeah, go on. Say whatever you like.
No, I was just going to say it's weird because you live 2 blocks away from some of my good friends. They live in the lofts right here. Like,
are they single?
They're actually together. 2 women. They're together. So yeah, they're great. One of them is Jovi and Eileen. They're awesome. By the way,
they need like a dude to get into the mix, or
no, not at all, bro. They're not into that type of stuff.
Got it. I get it.
Yeah, their type is more Puerto Rican, gardener type of stuff. No, but what I'm saying is, it's right a couple of blocks down here. Those apartments are beautiful. They're lofts.
Yeah.
They're very expensive.
Tell everybody exactly where I live.
Yeah. Well, I haven't given out any addresses. I just said lofts and apartments, Daryl.
Yeah, man. I do live in the nice neighborhood.
You do live in a nice neighborhood. What I'm saying is they have so many great amenities. They have a gym in there. They have parking, of course. The white guilt comes completely free of charge and stuff, because, yeah, man, it's awesome living around here, man. And like you said, this is a largely gay population in this area, and it's just so welcoming. We want to come back. We used to live around here. Now we live in... we had to move back to South Central Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. My grandparents are doing so well, so we're helping them out.
No,
They're helping us out.
You're moving up.
Yeah, I guess you can say I'm moving up. A lot of people would say I'm moving down, but
up north.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, but yeah, man, it's weird living around there, man. I'm Latino, Salvadoran, but man, everywhere you go around there, you hear Mexican polka, and that's one of those things that I'm like, wow, dude. Like,
the ranchero music.
Yeah, man, I've never gotten into that, man. It's just it's the type of music that gets me a little angry just listening to it. And over there, you hear it everywhere, bro.
Well, you seem to only hear it before 6.
Before 6 o'clock, yes, and then after midnight and shit. Those are the times where it goes.
Really, between midnight and 6 a.m. That's when you're hearing it the most.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they like to bump it, bro. It's not one of those things to where they could put it inside their home and they're gonna. No, did they have to put a humongous DJ speaker that Slayer uses on tour?
Of course.
Outside of it, and
it's like they're the one person that needs to make this whole block hear it.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, we're just making the whole block hear it.
I mean, their ultimate goal is to have every car alarm go off in that that 1 mile radius.
And everybody must love it, right?
No. I mean, some of them do. I don't personally.
Do you think the person that is playing the music loves it?
Either that, I'm thinking, or they're just doing it for spite. It could be one of those things.
Yes. It's almost like, don't come around here. Latinos are here.
Yeah, man, and I'm a Latino, but I don't like that type of music. I'll listen to cumbias, and those are great.
So you're basically telling them, like, okay, if you're gonna be playing music, play at least good music.
That's exactly my point, bro. If you're gonna play good music, I have no beef with you, man. That we'll be friends.
¡Au! Así se sacude el acordeón, compadre.
You're gonna put some Morrissey on there, or whatever.
Why don't you leave them a list of hey man, why don't you change it up?
Yeah, man.
Give them a playlist.
I will take that. I will go ahead and I will make them a playlist, send them through Spotify or Apple iTunes. Yes. Maybe they'll be able to get it.
Now, what are all these ranchero songs mainly about?
Drugs, trucks, women, and guns.
Because that's what
if you can put those 4 things, if you can put those 4 things in a song, you will have $1 million seller.
So I'm driving in a truck, hauling drugs with my bitch. But have it be in Spanish.
And with a gun.
With a gun.
Yeah.
And I have tons of guns in
Yo
my
tengo
hand.
una pistola con mi troca.
Okay.
Y mi mujer teniendo dinero. Yeah, that's basically, I just made one, bro.
See?
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
That's it,
Okay, sing in Spanish, and I'll put in a ranchero beat later. But you can sing, I'm sitting in my truck, hauling tons of drugs and guns with my bitch in the back. All right, and a 1, and a 2, and a...
Sentando en mi troca, jalando las drogas, atrás de mi vieja, con tetas bien grande.
¡Échale, Joey!
I think that's what you wanted, bro.
Hell
I don't know.
yeah.
That's what it is. Dude, if you make money off of that shit, I want a piece of it and stuff. Shit.
Well, I mean, you basically gave me the inspiration for what to write, and then you also, put it in Spanish. So I'll say it's at least, half yours.
The weird part about that is if you listen to country music nowadays, like a Toby Keith or whatever, that's basically going to be the same thing. If you say it in English and you do that, it's basically the same thing. So maybe I just don't like country music at all. Even though I listen to Johnny Cash, and I love Johnny Cash, but that's a different type of country music than it is right now.
I was thinking about it too. I was trying to do it on stage, but I haven't done it yet. Where Lady Antebellum, they sing a song called "I Need You Now."
Okay.
And it's all about, it's a duet from, the guy and girl talking about, it's late at night, and I'm drunk, and I just, shouldn't call you, but I know I'm going to call you, and because I just need you, It's just this, the whole lyrics are just them, another shot of whiskey, it's 1:30, I shouldn't call you. Yeah. And it's this is a country song, but if it straight up if you took all the lyrics and put it to a fucking like hip hop beat,
Yeah.
it'd be a fucking sweet hip hop song. Like this would be fucking Drake's or like Kendrick Lamar's like next biggest hit.
Yeah, I don't think it would be Kendrick Lamar or Drake because I don't think that type of music. But yeah, dude, it's just the same thing now. Dude, we sound
like
old
a soft
now,
R&B, and he was just talking about like it's 1:30 and I need you now.
Those are slow jams though. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it has to be like R. Kelly or like
Jodeci. I think that would be more Jodeci.
Or
bro.
just Joe.
Joe. Yeah. True.
Have you heard of just Joe?
Yeah. But he doesn't. Has he made anything new?
No.
No. I know back then. Yeah, he would come out.
It was that one.
I wanna know what kind you want. Yeah, I like to know so I can be all and more. I like to know. I like to know what makes you cry. So I can be the one who always makes you smile.
He was singing about a bunch of like baby making music.
Baby making music. Yeah.
Yeah, I love a lot of those old R&B like 90s stuff.
Did you used to listen to Power 106? They used to have called the Slow Jam Show, 11 o'clock at night. I still want to find the beginning of
I think
that.
we were talking about it the last time you were on here.
Yeah, but they had a intro to it, which
Yeah.
I still have never found.
I tried to find it. I didn't think I found when we were talking about it last time.
Yeah.
Because Anthony, I think he's the most returning guest here.
Yeah. Nice.
He's been on the show quite a bit. If you guys haven't checked him out, definitely check out all of his previous episodes. But we've talked about he's also a guest with a lot of other people too.
Yeah.
But we talked about it last time, I think, with Felipe,
Okay.
where he was. Yeah, where you guys were wanting to like find the slow jam.
Yeah,
intro,
dude, and now I just
it's
remembered
not
it.
online. You can't find it.
Nah, man. Wow.
Like, and too bad you can't like sing it into Shazam, where it's like, okay, it sounded kind of like this Shazam,
Yeah.
and then like they're like,
Which is,
oh yeah,
that
Shazam.
sounds nothing like it, by the way.
What does it sound like?
It goes, dude, but a much sexier way, and with a with a deeper bass line. I'm assuming, yeah, something like. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but it's just I know that's for a song. I know it's not just a clip. They made a clip for that. I know it was an entire song, dude. And if I could find that, bro, and if I listen to it while my wife is around, we're having baby number 3.
Hell yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
exactly. Because that thing is just too friggin' sweet, man. But yeah, we got to find a way. You know what I did find online though? The old Sobe commercials.
Yeah,
You remember? It's like
Yes.
like a Latin guy with the
Yes.
ponytail playing the guitar. Those things were always hilarious, bro. They're all on YouTube, and I just shit my pants laughing, dude. Or the old, it was I think a Puma or an Adidas commercial. Yeah, man, just going back, just freaking crazy, man. You could find anything on YouTube except obviously for that beat for the
no slow jam.
jams.
Nope.
You know, damn.
But I feel like always with inventions and any type of like, thing that helps society, there's those, good things that come from it and then the evil things that come from it.
The Republican side of it. Yeah,
Right. Yes,
exactly.
every Republican
Yeah, like how
side.
can I make money off of this? Killing as many people as I can, ruining as many lives as I can, as long as
Yes.
it benefits me.
Yeah, how
That's
can
the
I?
thing.
Yeah, how can I profit off this
Exactly.
instead of it having it just be helping humanity
In the worst, most painful way that'll ruin lives, as many lives as it can, type of way. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get that. Yeah, there's always that with everything. I mean, can you think of anything that is you think would ever have just gone from good to great without having those type of drawbacks?
I don't know. Like, in a weird way, like the guy that invented dynamite, Nobel, I think that's his name. He's the guy that made the Nobel Peace Prize.
Which is that kind of
So like
a dichotomy? I think you would call.
he like created, dynamite, or figured out how to like sustain it and hold it and make it, so you could carry it and do all the things that dynamite does.
Murder people.
But he originally created it so he could do it for like demolition purposes, trying to like create like, ways of getting through like mines and stuff. And like, it was all about like, industrial purposes. Like, how do we get through this mountain to make a train tunnel or something, Well, we blow it up.
Dynamite was
Right.
perfect for that. Yeah.
Of course. So, and it obviously, for a lot of people and for a lot of those purposes, people are like, this is awesome. Thank you for inventing this. But clearly, since it's dynamite, it's a shitload of like, oh, that sucks. Like, a lot of people are not here because of your invention.
Well, this is the thing. If you mention dynamite to me, I immediately think of tragedies and, blown limbs and stuff. I don't think it's somebody building something out of a mountaintop by blowing it up. That's not my first thing. The first thing is the horrible side of it.
So that's the thing. So while knowing that fact, he decided like, well, I'm going to take all of my like, fortune from the dynamite and put it towards this like peace prize to try to promote like, hey guys, still try to invent stuff for this, in a weird way, no pun intended, noble reason, or
for the good
Nobel
of humanity.
reason.
For the good of humanity, And forget about all the atrocities that my product that I invented has caused over the years, but try to do something positive.
And if you do something well, and we commend you for it, we'll give you a prize. We can, and this fortune has now paid for all these prizes.
What is
over
the
prize?
I'm pretty sure that there's money involved.
It's over
$1
million or $2 million.
So you get a Nobel Peace Prize and $2 million.
Easily.
That's what I was wondering, because all I hear about is the Nobel Peace Prize.
But it's really not about the money, because obviously a lot of these research things that people have done to get these prizes have cost way more than $2 million. But they're getting, grants and funding through, obviously mostly universities and private funders. A lot of people, I would put my money towards that. If I had millions of extra dollars, I would, and some people were trying to find a cure for certain things or find a way to teleport, I'd be like, fuck yeah, let's do this.
Man, I would, if they were to invent a teleport machine, I would never do it. I've seen the movie The Fly.
Yeah. Do you think that they would get the Nobel Peace Prize if they invented the teleporter?
Yeah, but I don't think it's feasible. I really don't think it's going to be able to be done. I mean, it's science fiction movies and all these type of things saying that it's inevitable. Right. I just don't believe they could find a way of putting that person into a machine and the exact same person coming out without having some sort of horrendous defect, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it does seem like odd.
I don't think they could be that way.
No.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably going to be like some sort of, gene malady that happens right after that. Yeah, I don't trust that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm good.
There's a lot of different movies that do that transferring, or not just The Fly. A lot of people forget that one scene in Willy Wonka where Mike TV gets sent from this one part of the room, and then he goes through the airwaves, and then he ends up into the TV.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's true.
No, you're not a big Willy Wonka fan?
I did like the original. It scared the shit out of me, of course.
What if you, instead of having transporters, had something like what Futurama had, and it's like tubes? Giant tubes that you just get transported from. Like
the ones they used to use in mailrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, those type of tubes.
Yeah, mailroom tubes, but instead of the mail, you're sending people.
It's yourself. I would try it. I've gone to Magic Mountain before. I've gone on rides before. I would try it.
I am all about trying to find a way to get through life not being the person behind my vehicle. I don't want to drive anymore. I don't feel like, I recently, no joke, got pulled over.
What?
Yeah. Coming home from a mic.
Before. I've driven home with you
But
before,
I totally didn't even do anything wrong. And obviously I'm here unharmed. I think it's partly because I'm white.
Yeah.
But it's obviously because I wasn't an asshole either and not drunk. I think that's the big key.
That's the big thing, yeah.
But I was coming home from this mic that obviously was a bar, and it wasn't even that late. It was probably right before 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And he gave me some BS that I didn't completely stop at the stoplight.
Or I mean, California roll?
I did no, but here's the thing, the bar goes onto this little side street, and then from the side street you go onto the main street. Okay. So from the side street to the main street, he said I didn't stop completely, even though there's no stop sign. There's it's just a street that you go on.
Yeah.
And I totally looked, and there was nobody there. And I totally get into the left lane, and he gets right behind me, and I'm totally thinking I'm getting pulled over. And then as soon as I start to, as soon as the green light turns on, his lights turn on too. And I'm like, hell yeah, I'm getting pulled over. Yeah. But not in a good way.
Yeah. What good way is getting pulled over?
It's not hell yeah. It's hell yeah. Ugh. Hell yeah, I knew it, but fuck, I knew it.
Who was Ellie, by the way?
I don't know.
He just meant Ellie for some reason.
Fuck Ellie.
There's nobody next to me in this car, just by myself. But Ellie, I'm getting pulled over. Anyhow, yeah.
But then he pulls me over, and then I'm totally prepared. And have my registration, my insurance, my ID and everything already. I turn my lights off and my keys and everything. Go what's the problem, officer? Wham!
Yeah.
And he's totally oh yeah, giving me this spiel that I didn't stop all the way. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't notice that there was no stop sign there. I'm sorry, blah blah blah. And then he runs my shit, And then he's like, hey, I know you were coming home from a bar. So what's up with that? How much have you had to drink? And I said, only 1 beer, sir.
Yeah.
Which was totally true. And obviously he gave me this like little like pencil test from like the seat of my car, where he made me like kind of hang my head out the window, and then he like made me follow like the pen with my eyes, and then he was like, okay, you're cool. And then he let me go. Even then, it was still one of those things where you're like, I had a clenched butthole the whole time. Yeah, I knew I was safe. I knew I wasn't like doing anything wrong, but he could have ruined my life real quick.
Yeah, very much so.
Hell yeah. If I got sent to jail that night, not even being like drunk, but just having to be there, it would have sucked. I could have lost a job. I could have done a lot of other things that would have sucked.
Yeah. I mean, I get pulled over by the cops a lot. I mean, of course, this is a podcast, so you can't see. I'm heavily tattooed and brown, so I get pulled over a lot. You know, so I know what to do. You take out your keys, you take out your wallet, you put your hands outside of the car, wait for the cop to come in. So I'm used to everything. The last time that I got stopped, my wife was with me. My wife is Irish, by the way, very pale. You know, she looks Irish. She's you know, that type. So, yeah, exactly. So as soon as a cop comes, I do all that sort of stuff. He tells me to get out of the car, he frisks me, puts me in the back of the squad car, which I'm used to. Happens all the time. And my wife starts.
It sounds like the beginning of a porno.
It did. I mean, if you go on browsers, you can probably see footage of it or something. But my wife gets really angry. She's all like, "Why are they doing this to you?" I'm like, "Babe, please be quiet before they plant something on me. They're gonna put, Coke. They're gonna put OJ's glove in my car. I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen."
Dick.
Yeah, something. And she's all like, "No, don't do this. It's not right. He didn't do anything." I'm like, "Babe, please be quiet. They're gonna do something to me. I don't want to go to jail tonight because I got fantasy football tomorrow to do." But
I'm gonna be able to pick my dude.
Exactly. Come on, Antonio Brown. You need to score a touchdown this week. But so I'm used to that, but my wife got so angry, and I'm just like, wow, it's true, because whenever I see a cop, I don't feel safe. I actually feel angry, and I feel, that they're going to do something to me, which is the way that you shouldn't feel around police officers. You should
never
feel safe around
like,
them.
oh boy, the cops are here.
Exactly. Yeah, thank God for a cop. No, it's always like, fucking hell, dude, there's a cop around here.
God
Jesus
damn
Christ.
it. Like,
Fuck
what?
this guy,
Where did he come from?
Exactly, man. Where did this fucker come from? Jesus, man. But yeah, it's always been something to where I've never felt right around cops. My grandmother taught me that. My grandmother hates the cops.
I know.
Grew up, every time she sees the cops, motherfucking cops. Fucking shit. I'm like, damn, grandma. That's
Your grandma
crazy.
was like slinging, or like,
yeah, dude. I'm not gonna say slanging, but
what was she slinging? Drugs, pussy?
No. She's a nice, Salvadoran woman. The only problem is that she would see the cops constantly beating on my father.
Yeah.
My dad was one of the guys that he grew up in a rough part of of Los Angeles, and whenever the cops would come around, they would fuck with him just for no reason, just come by. We grew up in Rampart area around the same time where all that shit happened, where all these movies have been based off on, like Training Day, the Shield TV shows.
They just impose their power.
Yeah, that's all they do. They just fuck with you for no reason, and you end up hating them. And I'm not saying that all cops are bad, but I read something as Chappelle said that why aren't the good cops singling out the bad cops? Because if they do that, they're going to get fired or they're going to get let go.
Yeah.
So they don't do it in the first place.
They're considered the rats.
Yeah, so they're harboring these type of individuals on the force that ruins it for everyone.
Well, it's like all about trying to shut down organized crime, but they're organized criminals too.
They're the biggest gang in the world.
Exactly. They're like the government's gang.
Exactly, man. All these people that you see that are fighting for good, they end up getting fucked over by the cops, getting their lives ruined, either dying or rotting in jail, bro.
Right.
And it's just like, wow, why the hell would they do that?
It's basically just get on the right side of what gang you want to be.
Yeah. And that's one thing. When I was growing up, now I wish I would have been a police officer, so I would have been rich. Just steal everyone's fucking drugs and everyone's money that I could.
Right. I knew so many security guards at Disneyland.
First of all, you worked at Disneyland.
I did work at Disneyland. Yes.
So you know all the behind the scenes stuff.
Oh,
Disneyland,
totally.
Right. Where is Walt Disney's head?
I think it's actually at the top of the Matterhorn.
Okay.
In a cryogenic,
so it matters.
like frozen jar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So his head matters. So they put it on top of the Matterhorn. Some sort of pun that only Disney gets.
Yeah. You have to go through the Matterhorn monster that
the Yeti.
The Yeti. You have to walk past that, and he's the one that's guarding the head itself.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I did not
a
know
lot
that.
of people
Thank
know
you.
that. Yeah,
thank you. Now a lot of people
Okay.
do. All the people that listen to your podcast are going to know that Walt Disney heads matter because he's at the top of the Matterhorn getting blocked by a Yeti.
And when people when we're able to bring back humans, he's definitely the first one that we're bringing back.
I don't think they should though. Didn't he hate Jews?
But it's going to be back. But it'll be back in chic to hate Jews when he gets, that far in the future.
Well, I don't even know when that's coming back into vogue or into fashion, like you're saying. I love Jewish people.
Sometime in the future, it's going to be cool to hate Jews again.
Daryl, now we're getting into the darkness side of your brain tonight. Today, I don't think there's that day will never ever come. No.
Okay, no, probably not.
Well,
okay,
Trump's
well then
America.
I guess we're never bringing Walt Disney back.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
He's already. I think it's Michael Eisner who succeeded him. Who is it now?
Way somebody else. I don't even know. But it's not Eisner anymore.
Oh man.
All right, so we were talking about security guards working at Disneyland. So I knew at least 4 dudes that would find kids, clearly like, hiding in, the bushes over near like Big Thunder Mountain or just in the general area of just out of the way, just, smoking.
Okay.
Smoking weed or whatever.
Yeah.
And they would totally like, catch them and pull them aside, usually backstage. So it looked like it was like, oh, they're in trouble because they're outside the magic.
Yeah.
And now they're like, totally shitting their pants. And then they give them this like stern talking to like, you know what I could do? I could call the cops and I could get all your parents here and blah, blah, blah. Do all this shit. And then he's like, but you know what I'm going to do? Instead of all that, I'm just going to take it and then like, basically let you go. But don't ever do this again, boys. This will ruin your life.
Yeah.
And then they would take that weed and then go smoke it.
Yeah, that sounds like it. Don't ruin your lives and become a security guard at Disneyland and shit type of thing.
Don't be me.
Don't be me, all right? I'm going to smoke it for you so I can tell you how bad your life is going to be when you get older, okay? This is your future, sir or son, if you keep doing this.
If you're going down a path, you're going to end up like this
Exactly.
guy. You're going to be on the other side of this.
Would
You
that
don't
be a
want to
good-
be on the other side
Would
of
that
this.
be a good PSA? It's like, don't smoke weed or else you're going to end up being a security guard in the happiest place on earth and shit. Like, yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't want to smoke weed anymore, Mom.
Yeah. Don't smoke weed because then you're going to later be enforcing and stealing it from other kids.
Yeah, because my paycheck can't afford to buy new Kush. Yeah, this is the new weed is pretty expensive.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, you can't buy dime bags anymore, bro.
Hell no.
Weed. No, it's like $75 for a good strain of weed if you want that type of shit. It's just like, yeah, I'll just steal it from these kids because my paycheck can barely get me to pay my rent. And these TV dinners are getting super expensive every month, is what I'm saying.
Let's play a game of ethics. What's the unethical part of this story?
Taking the kids' weed. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty unethical.
And smoking it yourself or just taking it?
It's legal in most states now. And you're not driving a car. You're walking at Disneyland. Why shouldn't you be able
Now,
to
I
get baked as
understand
shit
it's
while you're walking at Disneyland? Yeah.
So you're like, okay, I get it. Don't smoke weed, dude.
Why though?
I think it's more like you're on private property. It's a park, it's this like theme park, it's not like it's public land.
Okay.
It's not like it's your land.
Okay.
And so they have rules.
Yeah.
And I understand those rules.
But what are they afraid of? They sell food there. They're going to make a
Right.
killing off of those $30 fucking burgers at Disneyland.
I think it's more like those security guard could say, hey, bro, instead of being over here in the bushes by this animatronic bear where it's unsafe, go over to the smoking section and hit a vape instead. So nobody will know the wiser.
Which I completely agree with. Vapes changed my life, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you were afraid to smoke weed before. Now with a vape, dude, you can smoke in front of anybody. Dude, you used to
Yeah.
see people smoking in front of
Like,
cops.
I guarantee you, you go over to the designated area where they still have areas that you can smoke, and you hit a vape in that area, and nobody's going to give a shit.
Yeah, yeah.
If you go over and try to smoke a doobie with the animatronic bear, that's when they're going to have a problem.
So they're just mostly the smell. I think the smell is
The smell and the unsafety of you might fall or you might hurt yourself, and now we got a real problem on our hands.
Dude, vapes are a lot stronger than some of the weed you're doing right now, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, but here's the thing. There's more things going on with just 17 and 18-year-old boys there hanging out with themselves, running around because they don't have parents. Those kids are doing way more trouble than fucking 4 28-year-olds smoking a doobie.
That's true, yeah.
Because I'm thinking back to the times where I had a season pass and I would go there after high school, and my stupid friends and I would figure out how many things we could almost kill ourselves doing. Like, we would take the most crazy thing that I totally think back and go how did we not die? How did we not die? It was, we decided to take our seatbelts off of the ride of Indiana Jones.
Foolish mortals! You looked into my eyes. Your path now leads to the gates of doom.
Well, that's just irresponsible.
It's just stupid. Now that I think back, I'm like, what the fuck were we doing?
What? There's powers here you can't possibly
But we decided, we just like we'd take all the slack out, so then it would look like we would have like our seatbelts on. But then once we would have our seatbelts and go past them, we would take all the slack, and then like we're all out of the slack, so now we would be out of the seatbelts, and then go on the ride, and then we literally just try to hang on. And obviously, the people on the outside, I don't know how they didn't fall out.
It just sounds like you guys are trying to commit suicide.
I'm now thinking to myself, and even being scared, thinking about it now, going like, holy shit, even talking about it, it was like, that's fucking stupid.
No, you guys were trying to commit suicide in a way that you guys weren't trying to explain it to yourselves. Were things bad at home?
Yes.
That was going, it was one of those type of things, right? Yeah.
Right before we got to Disneyland, I finished listening to Harry Chapin's Cats in the Cradle.
Oh, okay. All right. Now
It just got me really pumped.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Fuck you, Dad!
Exactly.
I'm going to ride this ride without a seatbelt, all right? I'll show you.
You guys are crying, laughing, the whole thing. Like, oh, God. Yeah. Oh, God. Just, oh, God.
We're like, it's like tears and laughter all through the line. We're just like... oh, man. Yeah, it was like that. It was totally like that.
You're like, we were doing so much stupid shit. You were trying to kill yourself.
On another happier side, we did that same thing to the ride of Star Tours.
Hi there. I see they're loading our Navigator R2-D2, and then we'll be on our way. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
But we're like enclosed in like this, like, seat. And we could still have gotten hurt, I guess.
Roger, control. All status go.
But it wasn't like there was death on the line. I can understand, like, it was one of those things where, like, we did the same thing. We got out of the seatbelts, and halfway through the ride, we just jump up and start just running through the cabin, going like, "Oh my God, we're gonna die! Oh my God, we're gonna die!"
Hang on back there. Light speed.
And people in the ride were totally just like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then, of course, like when the ride ended, the people that were operating it were like, "Yeah, don't do that ever again, and get out of here. And I don't want to see you on this ride ever again today."
Today. Hey,
but
come back tomorrow.
It was simpler times. Did they say, like, we're going to kick you out? We're going to fucking get cops involved? No. They just said, don't do that. Yeah. Get out of here.
A stern look in their eye. That stopped you from then on.
That's the thing that I think about, like, as kids. It's like, oh, yeah, kids, just being kids, are going to be way more hazardous than, like, guys that are like, let's just go on the rides and smoke a little.
The ravages of age. Yeah, like you're saying, an older one closer to 30, you're gonna smoke and then just relax and just laugh.
You're like, oh yeah, I remember this. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Let's go get a fucking chowder bowl.
Yeah, that's it. One of the big turkey legs by the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, you go ride this ride. You go, oh, I don't remember Jack Sparrow in this. That's fucking crazy. Remember that restaurant that we passed? Let's go there.
Oh, and now, of course, they have an animatronic pirate that looks just exactly like Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
They changed that, of course. Before it wasn't Johnny Depp, of course.
And now they also, like, I guess for some sort of promotion, they had, like, the real Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Like, pretend to be him for a little bit, too.
Yeah, I did it
Which
because
is extra special.
it's kind of sad in a way, though, because Johnny Depp's career is in the shitter, and now is when he decides to do it. He wouldn't have done that when he was on the top of his game.
When was the last movie that he did that wasn't Disney related to?
Or successful.
Yeah.
Which one was his last successful movie? I think it was the first or the second Pirates of the Caribbean. After that, he hasn't had any good movies.
You don't think any of the Alices were successful?
Not money-wise. I'm pretty sure they've all been
not.
considered kind of flops.
They might have made, like...
The Lone Ranger definitely was a huge flop.
Yeah.
Yes.
They might have made their money back.
Overseas?
Probably.
The Asian market.
I mean, most Disney stuff makes the money back overseas regardless. That's already like a given.
Yeah.
They just know, like, oh yeah, it's just going to go over to Europe and Japan and just fucking make $1 billion because they love Johnny Depp.
That's true.
And they love Disney.
And Disney, that's true.
But yeah, it still is I think, in this global society, not enough. You know, you still got to have America like it too, or it's not going to make you make your next movie. You know, yeah, you still might be able to make it through your brand, but how many more like Alice in Wonderlands can we see, or how many more pirate movies can we see?
A lot.
I don't want to see him in any more pirate movies. Not saying that I hate Johnny Depp. I just don't want to see any more pirate movies.
That's true. I think I stopped after the second one. After that, I don't remember that they have Pirates
They can make them.
Pirates of the Caribbean, The Uprising. I wouldn't.
He just doesn't need to make them.
Yeah.
Like, have them be about different stories. Have them be about different characters or whatever. You know, you can have it be plenty of different things.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I feel like there's certain genres that have waves. You know, we have these waves where there was a shitload of vampire movies and vampire TV shows, and now we have a bunch of zombie things that came out, and then now it's, in between those things, there were this pirate craze.
Yeah.
And what's the next thing? Who knows?
They should bring back the Wolfman.
Wolf?
That was pretty...
Oh, yeah. Well,
bad.
they did have a couple of Wolf movies, and they had a Wolf TV show, that Teen Wolf.
Oh, but
the reboot.
Yeah, the reboot of Teen
But it was
Wolf.
all super serious and on MTV still.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was mostly for tweens.
For kids. Yeah,
that's true.
I had a new bit about this about tween slang or millennial slang.
Okay.
And it didn't really go over well. I think I need to iron it out a little bit.
Okay.
But it's about the idea of throwing shade.
Okay.
Like, when was that concept, a bad thing? Throwing shade now is like this, he he talks shit, or he did, this thing that,
You're hating on something.
Yeah, you're hating on. But when you literally throw shade on somebody, that's a good thing. You're like helping them. You're like putting shade over their body and like covering the like harmful sun from them.
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome. Like, why would you be like, oh yeah, now that's bad?
Millennials. I'm assuming, yeah. I mean,
it's always flipping the script of like, I'm going to say things are bad now, but that means good. Or I'm going to say it's sick, but that means it's cool.
Yeah. Oh, come on. We grew up with that too. As I was saying, bad back then was
but
cool.
I understand cool.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Like, it's like...
Well, let's just say they're not targeting their slang at you, Daryl, all right? They're targeting it at the younger demographic. So if you don't get it, I'm pretty sure they're okay with that. Yeah.
No, they're like, hey, Daryl. Hey, wait. Before we start saying this throwing shade, is Daryl cool with it?
Does Daryl think it's cool? Yeah.
Does he like it?
Yeah.
Hey, get with him.
Yeah.
Make sure he likes it.
Yeah. Come on, man. That Hawaiian shirt is pretty lit, bro. It's lit AF.
Hey,
if you
does that
say
mean
so.
it's cool?
Yeah, that means it's cool, bro. Lit
Oh,
AF.
cool.
There it is, yes. Which is short for as fuck, I guess. Yes.
AF, yeah. I started bringing back a bit that I used to do a while back, and if you listen to all the early podcasts, it was this idea of being domesticated by animals, or by an alien, actually. And so I started doing it, and it worked for a little bit, and then it stopped working. So I thought, maybe I'll bring it back.
Yeah.
But when I brought it back, it still hasn't really gotten into it yet. Like, it still hasn't found that, like, I thought it was funny, but I guess it's not.
Or were you doing it to a barfly, and mostly in bar open mics?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't really take that as the best audience or gauge for your jokes, by the way. Just saying.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think I gotta feel it like where it's like if they're into like a certain type of humor, maybe they'll be into this one as well.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I don't have a lot of alien bits besides this.
Besides that one.
I don't have a lot of pet bits or like animal stuff. I mean, I guess I do. I talk about my cat a little bit.
Yeah.
I was recently talking about my cat locking it in the fridge.
Yeah. Which kills everywhere that I've heard it before. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it definitely
It
kills.
definitely kills
the
bro.
cat.
Cat murder is very big in this
Right?
part. Yeah, in this part of the city.
No, you definitely do not want to be known as that guy. As the person that is, like, cruel to animals.
Yeah, that'll follow you your entire career.
Mm-hmm. I feel like me talking about it on Kill Tony has now made me, the pariah that I am.
Has that taken legs? Has that gotten legs? By the way,
I doubt it.
That's what I'm saying. I
Nobody's talked about it yet.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody's talked about it. I mean, I had one person online go like, he just messaged, he just put in a tweet, "You're the dog guy."
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. That was one person.
That was one person. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, though. Maybe it's one of those things that will come back to haunt me, because if I do become famous later on in life, 10 years later, people will be like, remember that one time 10 years ago he said this when he wasn't famous?
Yeah.
Now we're going to give him shit for it.
Yeah. That thing's going to follow you your entire career
Of
once
course.
you make it, bro. Yeah. Once our screenplay hits and we're able to, get our movie going.
Yes.
Yeah,
they're going to dig deep. The trolls are going to just find out the dirt, and they're going to be like, look at this. And then people are going to be like, who cares?
Did you see on Facebook or on social media the 3 cops from Florida that every woman was swooning over?
No.
They took a selfie, and I guess the Florida police department put them up on their website.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, like a day later, they find out that the lead hot guy it was an anti-Semitic racist from old Facebook posts that he put on about 3 years ago. And so, yeah, those things happen all the time. Yeah, going with the story that you're saying right now.
No. I agree. Like, I can't tell you how many stories now we hear about where, Facebook or some social media ruins your life, or ruins your career at least, like you make a comment outside of work, but now that comment makes you fired, or you make a comment, about something, and now suddenly everybody in the world suddenly picks it up and starts to hate on you, and you're like suddenly this huge pariah over like, it could have really happened to any of us. Yeah. Anybody could have done this, who hasn't said something, at least online at least too, that they probably wish like, I didn't need to say it. Like, like, do I stand by it? Yeah, I'm going to own up and say it was me. Yeah. But like, is it the funniest, most like witting thing I have ever said in my life? No. It's just something I said online to try to be funny. And it clearly was not funny.
we all have those.
But should one of your tweets, because I've read your tweets, and I'm not saying all of them have been like, controversial, like, and unfunny, but just think of one tweet that you've had, and then think like, okay, that's the one tweet that people are going to be like, did you see what this guy said?
I had many. I actually deleted my first Twitter account and my first Facebook profile because, come on, when you first do these type of things, you try to be funny. Not all of them, like you said, are going to be winners. A lot of them are going to be, people are going to take them the wrong way. And I looked at that. So I deleted those, accounts. Not because, I felt guilty, but I knew they were unfunny. I guess at the end of the day, for me, it's mostly it's not about being mean. It's just that I look at them and say, those things aren't funny at all, dude. Yeah. And I just deleted them. So lately, no, but
initially, when you first posted it, did you think it was funny?
Yeah. Yeah. 2 a.m. in the morning. You haven't slept for a couple of days.
After the fact, though, that's when you read it, and then you're like, oh, wait, this ain't funny.
This is not funny. It's actually horrifying, and it's actually demeaning hundreds of thousands,
this
maybe millions of people.
This is a sign that I need help.
Yeah, exactly. I'm mentally disturbed, first of all. I think I need to go into a mental hospital. Yeah, and look what happens. So,
right. No, I think a lot of addicts and people that probably should get help, do stuff online that, like, they look back and go like, oh, yeah. I didn't need to be online then.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have had my phone in this stage.
Yeah.
I've had those moments.
I needed an intervention at that moment.
I swear. I've had those drunk moments where just recently I'd be like following hot women that you find online that,
with the wish list?
And not necessarily like girls that have millions of followers, but maybe like 50,000. Those types of women, I find myself DMing and things like that. You look back and you're like, what are you doing? You dummy. You're so dumb.
You were just horny, bro.
You're just so dumb.
You were just horny, bro. Yeah, just admit it, man. Just admit it. At the end of the day, you thought you could score. You were going to slide into her DMs. You thought that she was going to come over and blow you.
Some girl that has like 50,000 followers and you're going to like slide in at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
She doesn't even know you.
Yeah.
I'm like, yep. At 2 a.m., I'm like, yes, that's me, though.
Yeah, 2 a.m., you thinking that she's going to be at your place in about 15 minutes.
No, and it's all through a comment, too. Like, you comment on a photo, and then you're like, oh, yeah, that'll work.
That is so hilarious. It's going to make her, fall in love with me. And she's going to be over at my place in about 20 minutes, and we're just going to do things to each other that have been put in rap lyrics since the beginning of it or whatever the case might be. But
what's worse is, though, is that, like, I've had those girls that I've known, like, from college and stuff. Yeah. And I'm still following them on, like, Instagram.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing, like, hot photos of them and whatnot. And at 2 a.m., I'm also thinking, like, oh, maybe I'll hit them up, too.
Yeah.
Because, you're throwing a lot of feelers out at 2 a.m.
At 2 a.m., yeah, exactly. You just struck out at the bar. Yeah, that happens.
See, the ones that are, like, clearly have a way huge following, those are just, like, almost like, oh, I'm just going to throw out, like, drunken comments trying to be somewhat flirty, but also just knowing like this ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
This is just a stupid drunk comment online.
Yeah.
But the ones that are like, from college and whatnot, those girls are the actual ones that you're like, oh, don't do that, bro. Yeah. Don't do that.
Yeah. I might have a chance. You're going to like a picture of them from 2 years ago. That's the thing that they get you. I guess women get more freaked out when you like a picture of them from 3 years ago because that means that you've been looking through all of their photos.
You cannot
do that, bro. That's a killer nowadays.
If they suddenly get a like from you and it's a post.
Yeah, 3 years ago and stuff.
It's at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
They're like, what were you doing?
Unfriend immediately. Yeah.
Oh, man. And I hate that it's so easy to figure that out.
Yeah.
You know, for a person, like, oh, I know exactly when you did exactly what you did and why you did it.
Yeah. You think you're going to get lucky? No. You know, but that's also
and that could have. There is a dude out there. I'm telling you, it's just never you. Mm-hmm. But there's a dude out there that could do exactly what you did, and it would have worked out.
Well, we just talked about that earlier. He's definitely more attractive than you are.
Clearly.
If an attractive guy does that, he can get in there no matter what. But if it's a normal, unattractive type of looking guy, yeah, that's called stalking, bro. So that's the big difference.
Some guy that she's really into, that she's always wanted, and he's like really attractive, and then he puts the heart on some like post from 3 years ago. Yeah. Suddenly she's like, oh wow, he's looking from like posts like 3 years ago. Wow, that's so sweet.
He's so deep. I know he's doing that because he's loving me. He was a high school quarterback.
He must really like me.
Yeah, he was the high school quarterback back then. Now he's doing real estate in the South Bay, but he's still, you know,
it's a photo that's like not showing like a lot of my boobs.
Yeah.
Like it's a little, but like I understand he could have picked the one that like was right next to it that was like just me in a bikini.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He picked the one that was with me like just in a halter.
Yeah.
With like, you know, boy shorts on.
He wasn't staring at my breast. He was staring at my soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, that type of thing. Yeah.
He's an angel. I should suck his dick right now.
Right now. Like, I wish I could do that virtually. But I'm going to do that definitely when we go back to our 30-year reunion.
I have a feeling I know exactly what women think. That's it. Right there.
Yeah, right there. Yeah. Turns out, no.
No?
Yeah, it turns out that's not the case.
It's not what women are thinking?
No. It's like you were saying earlier. I think you were saying about, you know, talking to women and not taking, you know, cues. Like, when a woman likes you, you know, I don't think I don't have that either, to where they say they touch your hand or they're making eye contact with you, or they move their hand or their hair, and that they like you. I never was able to get those cues, bro. But that's, I think, going back to that thing of growing up and you were just like a nerd, you know, a fat nerd and stuff your whole life, and you never had those women flirting with you before, and now you do, and you turn into that 12-year-old little kid again, all socially awkward, start sweating, and you give them that stupid smile when they smile at you. Like that happened to me right now when I was leaving the gym. A woman walks right past by me, she smiles at me, and I give her this student smile like that because I can't do that because I'm nervous. And I'm just like, wow, dude, no matter how old you get, you're still that little fucking nerd kid inside and shit that you're never going to get rid of and stuff. And props to my wife for fucking marrying me and giving me 2 beautiful little girls when I was, you know.
What did you guys do on your first date?
I tried hooking her up with one of my friends.
Oh, like a gentleman.
Like a gentleman, dude. That's what every gentleman does, yeah? You know.
You're like, hey, man, I really like this girl. I should have her hook up with my friend first, though.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, this is my friend right here. You know her? Yeah, how'd you guys, you guys want to go out for a drink? Go ahead, I'll buy it for you. And then I would just walk away. But that goes back to that being that kid or that guy who was never confident in himself. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't think she would like me. That's the thing they would got me. She's beautiful, man. My wife is beautiful.
She is,
and she's the greatest woman.
She's a very lovely woman, for sure.
And inside too, man. She puts up with my shit, bro. If she can put up with my shit, bro, she's a saint.
Oh yeah,
yeah. You know,
and 2 kids,
man.
So that's a lot.
That's a lot, dude.
So okay, so she and her. So your friend and her were like not compatible, or she was like, nah. Yeah. He's kind of not Anthony.
Yeah.
And then you were like, well, you know, I'm kind of like Anthony.
Yeah. Yeah, that was me. Yeah, that was me. But then inside, I'm like, dude, she doesn't like me. She's gonna take me to a pig party. But
what made you suddenly think she did like you?
Because she actually, I know she's not gonna admit this, but she actually made the first move. She's all like, what about you? Why don't you want to go out? And
what did you do after that?
We went dancing, which I love dancing.
Okay. So she's like, how come you don't like me? We should go dancing. And you're like, bitch, I love dancing. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't call her a bitch. I mean, I was just like, you know what? Like, I don't know if you got this, but I never would think that a woman was attracted to me in the first place.
Yes.
You know, I would always say like, why is she with me? She wants to take my credit score. Like what? Like, you know, what does she want from me? You know, she's definitely not interested in me in a physical way.
Is it because I'm fertile?
Yeah, exactly. That could be it and shit. But
right.
Yeah, man, I never had that growing up, and I still don't. And it's like I said, it's weird when you have people that show interest in you and are interested in you, and you just fuck it up.
So what kind of dancing did you guys go to?
We went to a Spanish rock club. It was called La Boom in Huntington Park, California.
What kind of dancing is that?
Spanish rock music. I could definitely play some for you, but I don't know if your copyrights.
You can say some band names.
Los Caifanes, Enanitos Verdes. They have Maná.
I've heard of Mana.
Phobia.
For sure.
Yeah,
That's really good music. I like it.
Yeah, dude.
It's definitely stuff you can't dance to.
Yeah,
sure.
Dude, and I'm a great dancer, bro. Once I get out there, bro,
like,
usually
is
there's a
it like
spotlight
kind
on
of
me.
like just like salsa, or
No.
is it kind of like swing?
No, that's rockabilly music. No, it has
Yeah.
nothing. No, dude, it's definitely its own thing. It's kind of a hybrid of dancing to 80s and Spanish rock, dude. If you can dance 80s and Spanish rock, you
and
can do
you're
that.
close to one another.
Some of them, mostly.
Or is it
it's
a
just-
lot of movement?
It's a lot of movement. Bro.
Okay.
Yeah. We just went to a club on Saturday to go dance Spanish
Nice.
rock and killed the dance floor and.
So after that first dance, then she was like, "Take me."
Yeah, like take me home. Which I was like, all right, fine, I'll take you home.
Take me home.
Yeah,
It
take
was a
me
nice dance, but I need to go
I
home
need
right
to
now.
go home,
right
yeah.
now.
Dealing with you
Yes.
for more than 3 hours is a harrowing experience.
And then how many dances did you go to before you decided like, no, this girl is girlfriend material or wife material?
I still don't know. You know, but that's, no, it's not. I've known she was the one from the first baby that we had.
Right?
Yeah, but no, she's a.
Well, I guess we're the one.
Yeah, exactly.
We're actually 3 now.
Yeah,
So
we're 3 now. She's wonderful, man. I would never do anything to hurt that woman, you know, because I think we've been together for longer than 10 years, and she can take half my stuff.
I seriously saw this thing on Facebook where it had resumes that actually worked, got people jobs or whatever. And a resume had in the phrase committed AF.
Yeah. yeah. That's.
And I'm like, wow, you can put that in a resume. That's
You
cool.
can now. You
Wow,
can now.
sweet.
You have to stand out. You know, your resume has to be special now.
Don't say as fuck.
Yeah, say AF, bro. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. I will work for your company and be committed AF.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I like comedy because it isn't that. There isn't a resume. You should make a comedy resume. Like, I guess you have those, like, credits that people always say, if you're, like, headlining some club.
Yeah.
They'll always say, like, he's been on this, or you've seen him here, or he's talked about this other thing that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But, it's always this, like, you got to talk him up before it's like, and then it's Anthony Mojica.
Yeah, he's been at the Blacklight District and,
Right.
and killed it. Yeah.
You've seen him at one open mic, and then you saw him at another open mic.
Yeah, this guy has totally killed the 2 drunk people. They were
And
right
he
in
was in
front
another guy's
trying to
backyard.
pick up on somebody. He killed them. He murdered that crowd. Let's give it up for him.
Literally murdered that crowd.
Yeah.
He's wanted for murder, guys.
Right,
Give
yeah.
it up.
Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. Like, everybody has those, like, I hate how you have to talk yourself up in order to get ahead when I've never been good at telling people, like, oh, I'm awesome at this, and by the way, I kick ass at this, because in reality, I've never been, like, the best at anything. Like, I've never been like, everybody else that has been applying, they're shit.
Well, this podcast is the best ever, bro. So don't sell yourself
I
short.
literally want to say, like, I'm not a piece of shit, but yeah, am I the best? Probably not.
But you're a self-loather. That's the thing, man. You got to be able to talk yourself up. You got to sell yourself, bro, especially in this business. Yes.
I hate selling myself because I feel like I just want my work to sell myself. Like, hey, can I do this without making a lot of mistakes? Yes.
Yeah.
Can but do I want to be your best friend? Probably not.
Yeah.
Do I want to, like, have this be my career? No. Would I be here if they didn't pay me? No. Why can't you admit those things?
I don't think that would bring in a hot crowd. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
businesses?
Yeah, so I'm just saying that's not going to bring a hot crowd to your your show and stuff. Yeah.
Have you had a lot of hard, like, troubles finding work outside of comedy?
Yeah. I mean, the reason why I started comedy is because I don't like to take orders from anyone. Isn't that kind of what most people in comedy, their disposition is like, right? They don't want to listen to anyone fucking telling them what to do. But I do that. I mean, I get a job and then they ask me, all right, you remember what you wrote? We told you what this work entails. Can you do that? I'm like, no. I don't want to do that shit. I'm tired, bro. Last night I had a show. I drank because they gave me 3 drink tickets and shit. They couldn't pay me, so I'm just like, I drank 3, Jack Daniel shots. This morning I'm not feeling it. I think I should have taken a mental health day, but I came into work, because it's my first day. So that's the type of thing that I can't keep a job, man. It's just one of those things, but I'm just like, damn it.
Well, even with stand-up comedy, I feel like there's still going to be, those bosses where you're going to have club owners that will tell you, like, by the way, don't say this. Don't talk about this. Don't talk about, whatever. And then you're going to have audiences that are going to be like, we're not going to laugh at this. We're not going to laugh at this other thing. Yeah. So those are your, like, bosses. Those are, like, but I don't mind, like, changing my set and, like, altering my, like, my demeanor because, this crowd is not susceptible to a certain topic. That's fine. Mm-hmm. It's just, I'm still being able to do comedy. I'm still doing my passion. I'm not having to, like, be behind like a grill flipping burgers or, like, being behind, like, some dingy warehouse. Yeah. Or a million other, like, horrible jobs that, are clearly way worse than comedy. But every job, I always talk about the ice cream taste tester still has to do paperwork. Yeah. You still have to have that person that, like, even though you get to eat ice cream all the time, there's still things about your job that aren't cool.
The diabetes, the no feet, the not being able to keep a woman for longer than a week. It all comes with drawbacks, man. You know what I'm saying? There is no way that you're going to be eating ice cream all day, every day as your job and not have some type of drawback, bro, is what I'm saying. So yeah, I get it.
But you always think of, like, you think of Leonardo DiCaprio, like, wow, his life must be awesome. His jobs must be amazing. Like, I can't believe he gets to do all that shit. And then you talk to Leonardo DiCaprio and he can't stop talking about, like, yeah, I had to sleep in this. I had to be in this. They didn't have a trailer, so I had to sleep in the dirt during this filming. Yeah. I had to, be up for 15 hours. I was had 102 temperature, and I was in the middle of China in some rice paddy or some shit. And you're like, okay, I understand. That part might have sucked. Yeah. But you were still getting, $20 million for it, so shut the fuck up.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure Leonardo DiCaprio's life would have been all right, even if he wouldn't have made it as an actor, bro. White, good-looking guy. I'm pretty sure he would have made out just fine without his career.
No matter what, he would have always gotten pussy.
Yeah.
But would he have gotten, the caliber? Maybe. Maybe he would have still hit the hottest waitress at the, if he was just a bartender.
Cheesecake Factory?
Yeah. If Leonardo DiCaprio was an assistant manager at a Cheesecake Factory, he would definitely be hitting one of those chicks. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. I mean, of course, his world is expanded nowadays because he's going to Paris and he's going to be able to meet those, models. Right. It's not the same as being in the back office at a Cheesecake Factory talking to, to a 19-year-old.
What if he did get to go to Paris through the Cheesecake Factory? Like, they're sending him from some sort of, like, work abroad program. Yeah. And he gets to work over at the, French Cheesecake Factory.
Which is the fromage factory over there. Exactly, whoa. Yes.
And then he meets, like, some, fancy French delicatessen or just ingenue, some French ingenuité.
Yes.
Yeah. I have a lot of dreams and aspirations for the assistant manager Leonardo DiCaprio for the Cheesecake Factory. I have hopes for him.
You do.
Yeah. But with... like, we talk about this a lot, like, on this podcast and on my new podcast. Ooh, plug. It might have not premiered when this premieres, but it will premiere very soon. The new episode of You're Such a Sex and the City podcast with me and April Lotshaw.
And your guest for that show?
I've had so many guests. There will be guests aplenty. The first two guests off my head are Brandon Naramonjetti as well as Amber Scalzo.
Woo! Amber Scalzo's cool AF.
Yeah, cool as F.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, but we talk about this on that podcast a lot about, the differences between attractive people and their way of life versus, unattractive people. But we've figured out through the magic of Sex and the City that hot people still have horrible feelings too about wanting to kill themselves, about feeling still insecure as hell. And you're like, wow. I didn't know hot people felt those things.
They do.
And it is like, I had to have a TV show tell me those.
But we do, bro. We bleed just like you bleed, bro. It's just like,
you're talking about it like it's yourself?
Yeah, I'm just saying. It's our insecurities, bro, that keep us back sometimes. I mean, no matter how hot I am, I still feel the need, to meditate every once in a while, and just...
I'm not laughing at you.
Oh, I know that. Yeah. I get that. Yeah, there's no problem with that. You can't be laughing at me, bro. I'm gorgeous. It's fine, man.
I know. I get it. Do you feel like if you weren't attractive, life would be harder?
Well, it's super hard because definitely I'm not that attractive in the first place. This is a podcast, bro. It's not a vlog. It's not a video. I mean, I've lost some weight. Sorry about that. I just did a rail of meth. I think I got stuck in my throat.
It's all good. They didn't hear the meth part.
They didn't hear the meth part. They didn't. But I mean, obviously, I've lost about 100 pounds in a little bit. So I hit the gym.
So the meth has been helping.
The meth has been helping.
Yeah.
It's weird though, because when you grow up not being attractive, you're kind of socially awkward. You're kind of, you know, I don't know if you got that. You know, it's just like you never know. You weren't hit on.
Yeah.
Women were not interested in you as much as an attractive person when you were a kid. And weird now that I've gained some muscle. I'm not as ugly as I used to be. Some people would call me moderately attractive. But then you have women at the gym who are definitely flirting with you, right? And then
what's that like?
It's weird because you still turn into that 12-year-old fucking chess playing kid playing Street Fighter until 3 a.m. You know, you turn into that 12-year-old little nerd that you are deep inside. Because I'm a big nerd, bro.
Yeah, but I heard that hot chicks, they're nerds too now.
Just because they wear glasses does not make them, you know, a nerd, bro.
But they are into cosplay. They also talk about Zelda now.
What kind of cosplay, though? Because I go to every Comic-Con. I went to the Long Beach Comic-Con. I've gone to the Stanley's Comic-Kazi, which is later on this month, and a couple of other Comic-Cons around here. There was one in Pasadena. And cosplay is basically, you know, hot chicks on Halloween.
Yeah.
Which is the sluttiest fucking costumes that you could find, which I'm not complaining about.
That's what women are all about.
Yeah.
They want a reason to be hot.
Yeah, but they're not nerds, bro. They're just hot chicks who want to dress up as a Street Fighter character that wears the tiniest fucking costume ever.
But you'd think that they would at least know the name of the character and maybe where the game, you know, where it's from.
But they don't. That's
they
the thing.
don't?
You ask them, it's like, oh, that's a beautiful costume from, you know, a game that you know you're very into. They're like, oh, what game? No, it's not that. It's like, wait a minute, you're wearing that costume from this specific game, and you don't know what the name of the character is. You don't know what game it is.
You're like, wow, that's a cool Samus outfit, and they're like, who?
Yeah, exactly. That's what happens. But it's just like there's all these guys giving them this attention.
Don't you mean Metroid?
Metroid, exactly. Yeah, you know, I'm dressed as Guile, you know, or something like that. I'm Ken.
I'm dressed as Street Fighter 2.
Exactly.
You mean Chun-Li? No, Street Fighter 2.
Street Fighter 2. Yes. Yeah, man, it's one of those type of things. So I don't think they're nerds, bro. They just, you know, they. Just
but why are they there though? You know, if they
for the attention,
just to look at being hot.
Look, man,
they want the attention of nerds.
I'm not generalizing the entire. There are some beautiful women out there that are way into cosplay, that are great at video games. You know, that watch the TV shows.
And where are they?
They're there. They're there, but they're the ones. They're not the ones dressed up.
Nope.
You know, in a thong and you know a napkin from the Cheesecake Factory, and that's all they're wearing, bro. That's not it.
What they're looking for too is not that fat guy that's like, oh, I'm going to be the cosplay comic book guy from The Simpsons. I'm going to be the cosplay, you know, Snake from Metal Gear Solid, and underneath this armor is going to be more armor.
Yeah. I mean, as much covering as you have to cover up what I really am, I'm here. But it's great fun. But what I'm just saying, a lot of these women are not nerds.
I think that's the thing, though, is that you have a lot of attractive people that have become nerds, but they're still attractive. So now they have to have attractive people things to do, but still get out their nerd craze or fix. So they have places like cosplay now or like, you know, conventions that'll now be like, okay, I'm hot. I want to dress up like something nerdy, but show off my hotness in both genders, men and women. Yeah. But now those two hot people are going, oh, wow, that's cool. Let's hook up. But are the ugly people are going like, okay, we're cool too still because you're nerdy and I'm nerdy, but we all both know that we're not that attractive. Yeah. Like, is everybody still falling into their own little levels?
But then we also have to look at what we think is attractive. Those women are not attractive enough to be models or be on the cover of magazines, that type of thing. But they're very attractive to people that are nerds, like you're saying, or are on the outskirts of, you know, of, I guess you can call society, notion of someone being cool. I guess you can say that. So to them, that woman is a goddess.
Yeah.
That woman to a Saudi millionaire, he's not gonna steal her like, you know, in the movie Taken and buy her you know, off of some Arab guy that just got, you know, stolen in Paris. You know, he's not gonna pay for that. But she's definitely hot enough to make us have, you know, I guess you can say feelings for her or whatever the case may be.
Maybe it is more like she's hot for a convention chick.
That yes,
you
exactly.
know,
yes.
It's not like, okay, this girl is gonna be, you know, some sort of like Instagram famous girl. Or she's going to be, you know, like some chick that you would see on, like, Dan Blazarian's Instagram feed.
Yeah. No, the type of chicks that do cosplay are the type of chicks that ask you for donations on Twitter and give you their Amazon registry so you can buy them something off of that. So if you've been on Twitter, you know those type of women.
Right. That have a wish list.
They have a wish list, exactly. Those,
oh, man.
Yeah, those are the type of women.
I wish I was, that's my wish, first thing on the wish list, having to be attractive enough to have a wish list.
Yes, exactly. But there's that level. I mean, if you're above that, you're not asking for that. You're going to be, you know,
that's what I feel like is like a big fringe benefit for being a porn star. Because I'm not gonna lie. I follow a few porn stars on Facebook, or not Facebook, Twitter.
Yes, I keep getting those notifications on
Right.
my feed. Daryl Williams just liked, fucking, browser scene with MILF porn and shit.
Right.
I'm just,
I share it all to you through your DMs.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, it's just like, come on, Daryl, you can't do that.
Anthony,
People
have
know
you
this.
seen this one?
Yes,
She says that she likes me.
she does, and she just sent me a request on Facebook.
She just wants me to buy this off her wish list.
Have you been getting a lot more notifications on Facebook of hot women trying to be your friends?
Yes, of
lately I've been
course.
getting like 4 or 5 a day. I used to
know.
get them rarely.
I hate it because I know it's not real.
Yeah.
I know it's like, oh, you're not like a real person. Dang.
But every time I go to their page, it always says friends. Daryl Williams is like number 3.
Well, I still follow.
You
them.
still follow.
Yeah,
is what
I mean,
I'm saying.
I'm
So,
just.
yeah.
I still have like a little like sigh of like, oh, I wish you were real.
Yeah.
I'm gonna still follow that ass.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care how many viruses I get.
Yeah.
And
I don't
I've been
care.
hacked about.
Yeah.
I can't even
Like-
count how many times I've been hacked. My account.
My
has been
only friends are talking about spam.
Okay.
Just spam.
Which is delicious.
Just spam related stuff.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the food. Yeah, I thought you were talking about the luncheon meats.
The only posts I get are like updates for like certain events.
Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. With hot chicks, and were we talking about hot chicks?
Yeah, we're talking about women who are doing cosplay who are not nerds. They're just there because they want the attention. And again, I'm not generalizing because, like I said, there's very cool cosplay women out there. But a lot of them that I met, like I said, they don't even know what they're dressed up as. They just want their boobs as high as possible.
Right.
And
I think it's
asses exposed.
It's the new Renaissance fair.
Yeah.
It's that like, yeah.
Which
Us
I've been
being-
to.
And I think
Renaissance fair is
as
awesome.
being a nerdy chick, it's like I'm not traditionally attractive. I'm not what is in the modeling ads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I still want to be sexy because I'm a girl, but I want to be sexy in a different way. So how do I do that?
Cosplay.
I do cosplay. Yeah. I find another way where it's like, okay, I feel comfortable showing my tits in this costume, not in this like, stupid like, Calvin Klein ad
Yeah.
or wearing this outfit that's been on this runway.
Accentuate the positives, negate the negatives.
Right.
Yeah, I have big tits. I'll put them up. My belly's
Right.
a little bit big. Let me cover that
Right.
up and shit. Yeah. So, yeah.
And I also like being from a different time, so I can like, pretend that it's like, oh yeah, back in the day, it was more in fashion to be a little chubbier.
Yeah.
And to be a little bit more like, full figure.
I prefer that, bro. I love thick women. That's
Yeah.
my thing, man. I don't like very thin girls. I like thick women. Dude.
So
I
you
like,
get
yeah,
a girl
so-
that's like in this society saying, oh yeah, you're probably 25, 30 pounds overweight,
Yeah.
but you put her in like a bustier and like some sort of like medieval like wench outfit, and you're like, oh wow, now she's hot.
very, very hot. Yeah, not the type that I would leave my wife over, but
Right.
still, yeah.
But definitely. And now this woman who's normally going like, ew, why are you like wearing all this like, modern day clothes is now for 2 weeks getting like told you're the fucking hottest girl here. She's now going like, well, we need to be at Ren Fair every year now.
yeah, it's in Arcadia, by the way.
I know. My
yeah,
fucking stepsister goes there all the time.
yeah, we went there a couple of years back with my wife's mother, and
She
it was a
like-
blast, bro. Yeah.
But that's the thing. I think with people with this cosplay, it's the same thing now where it's like, I was normally not considered necessarily traditionally hot, or I wasn't really comfortable being in like, prom dresses or outfits that just like, are not attractive in their mind. So then they end up going, well, I'm going to make this costume. And then now suddenly still, show off the titties or do whatever that makes them
Thick
feel
thighs, yeah.
sexy.
So you're basically agreeing with everything that I said earlier, Daryl.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I said. You're just saying it in a different way. Thank you for that, by the way. I appreciate you, yes.
But it is interesting how, like, women, they want to look sexy, but the moment you look at them a little too long or the moment you make them not feel sexy,
And you become a prevert.
then it's like, oh, but it's like, well, I'm sorry that, like, it was 2 seconds too long or whatever. Like,
But dude, your look is a stare. Let's get that first of all,
Yeah,
Daryl. You have to
it's
be
like-
slick. Yeah,
I don't blink at all. And
Exactly.
it's just like I kind of drool.
And you
I'm
get like right next to
"Oh."
them. That's the thing I never got about. She's like, "Hey, Daryl, look at that chick, 3 o'clock." You go right up to them and you stare at their breasts
And
right
I
into their eyes.
literally,
Daryl. I was like,
do
"Wow."
not give them eye contact, but just I make eye contact with their tits.
Yeah, exactly. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, Daryl, that's obvious, bro. You gotta like play it off at least. Like, here you go. But yeah, come on, yeah.
I still want, though, that one girl that's thinking to themselves, like, I wish some guy would look at my tits. And then I could be that guy and go, like, I'll do it.
Yeah, I'm here to save your
Hey,
self-esteem.
Hey. You're looking for a dude to look at your tits? I can be that guy. Sure.
That would be a great costume. Captain Self-Esteem. Like for all the women that are not attractive enough that have everyone wanting to take a picture with them and their nipples, Daryl is here.
Captain Chivalry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, you're the one that goes there to the women who are super not supposed to be wearing that.
Haha. How you doing, ma'am?
I dress up as Duff Man every time I go.
Miss, are you not feeling well? Are you not feeling attractive enough?
Your self-esteem's so low. That's what I'm here for.
I can look at your mammary glands if you'd like. And I don't even have to call them mammary glands. I will call them titties or breasts.
Your fun bags.
Yes, whatever you would like me to call them, I will look at them and call them as such. I am here, Captain Chivalry. Would you like me to also fend off any gay lesbians? Actually, though, believe it or not, when it comes to like X Games, and this isn't really an X game anymore, but back in the 90s it was rollerblading.
Oh, okay.
I was into rollerblading, and I could actually do that pretty well.
Yeah.
Like on half pipes, and skating backwards and grinding and stuff. I could do that for sure.
So you're admitting to being a great roller skater, or I'm sorry, rollerblader.
Yeah, I could definitely do that.
Oh, okay, all right. Which you shouldn't tell people.
But that's the thing.
Yeah, but you shouldn't tell people
cool.
you're great. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You should definitely not tell people you were a great rollerblader. Yeah, that's like,
hey guys, what's up? Should I just show up to the mics like on rollerblades? Like, what's up, guys? I'm rollerblade now.
What would be great is if you show up urban skiing.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. You know what an urban skier is. Yeah,
yes.
They have the ski poles. And
yes.
I've seen that, yeah.
Yes.
That would be even greater if you could
learn how to do that. Is that guy cooler than the parkour?
Parkour is actually, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, parkour could be cool.
Yeah.
So that guy's cooler than the urban skier.
Urban skier. And where would you put the rollerblader? Is that below the urban skier?
He's definitely better than the urban skier.
Is it above mall walking?
Yeah.
Being a great mall walker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is it cooler than parkour?
Yeah, I would definitely put it on top of mall walkers, urban skiers, rollerbladers, unfortunately. Pog champions.
Yeah, Pog.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. And all different types of ill shit, I guess you could say.
What about those Razor scooters?
Razor scooters are above Pog players, I would believe, and right underneath rollerbladers.
Yes.
So yeah, we're definitely making. You're writing this down, right, Daryl?
Mm-hmm,
yeah, exactly.
And then of course we have BMX.
BMX, yes, exactly.
Yeah,
that would be right underneath parkour, I would think.
Well, of course. Like I'm thinking BMX. I don't know. That's pretty popular.
Yeah.
But what about the inline luge?
Okay.
You know, that street luge?
Yeah. Where would you rank it?
Right above Pog player.
Right above Pog player? Okay. All right. I get it. All right. Oh, man. I was going to say something. I forgot. I used to pick up women by telling them I was like the Argentinian midget tossing champion.
Awesome.
Yeah. And that worked like never.
Did you? Yeah. I was going to say.
Yeah.
Was your wife into that?
No, that was before my wife. Me and my friends would go, yes, we're here in town because we're having this huge tournament at the Staples Center. You know, on the north.
Then they were saying like it's pronounced little people.
Little people, yeah. Nowadays it would. Back then, midget was an acceptable term. You know, and then Wee Man came out and he fucked everything up and shit. But yeah. Dude, do you ever go back and just realize that a lot of the stuff that you grew up with is now considered archaic hate speech?
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Like things that we could say back then, you can't get away with now.
I can't tell you how many times like my friends used to just say, you know, that's retarded.
Yeah, I was going to say that earlier.
It was always retarded.
Yeah.
And now
fag.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, yeah, that was kind of more special.
Yeah.
But it was definitely thrown around.
Yeah.
But it wasn't not necessarily like. I always thought it was more like, you know, stop being like a sissy.
I never.
And I guess a sissy is another word for being gay too. Like.
Yeah. But it's one of those things that I never called somebody a fag and said that they like to. You know, that they were gay. I did it more as something. It was like a blanket term.
Right.
You did something stupid. You were a fag.
Well, there was a lot of big things like where men were men and girls were girls, and it was like there was a lot of ways to say don't be a girl.
Yeah.
And around your friends, it's don't be a fag.
Yeah.
Around your dad, it's don't be a girl.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't be a sissy.
Yeah.
Don't be a pussy.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But it all, in my mind, meant the same thing.
Yeah.
Which, is that the best way to teach your kid? I don't know. To don't tell them be feminine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I think you can tell them like there's a healthy amount of like both.
Yeah.
Like, and to just recognize like your behavior is feminine. I'm cool with it, but just to let you know, it's kind of feminine.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe as a friend, you go, stop being a fag.
If you're close enough. Yeah, exactly.
But, I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't even tell him to stop being it. Just say, you're being one. And then... And then have him go like, so what?
Yeah, but it's weird now because now if you call somebody that, they're just bringing up your property values, right? If you go into an area like this.
Oh, you think I am?
Yeah,
wow,
oh my God,
cool.
thank you very much. Does that mean I'm in great shape?
Sweet.
Oh, you've noticed I've been doing the crunches. And dude, it's positive in so many ways now. Like, it's just like, wow, oh, I'm gay. Thank you very much. I'm just, it's awesome.
I'm so glad you noticed.
Oh my God, yeah. I'm bringing up your property values and stuff.
You're
right. You're going to sell your house for a lot more.
That's what I've talked about this a little bit where, in this society, you need social accessories. Yeah. You need those types of things to get you ahead in this life now where, as a straight white male that's like over 35, I don't have social accessories. If anything, it's the social accessories nobody else wants.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're that? Ugh.
Yeah.
Like, ugh. You're the, thing that's stupid and lame. But, if you're, a sassy, lesbian 25-year-old black chick, you got a few social accessories. So now you're going to be, coming up in this world.
Yeah.
If you play your cards right.
Yeah, man. The best parties are thrown
get yourself
by
an education, and then suddenly meet the right people. Suddenly it's like, oh yeah, you meet Liz, the sexy black chick that's a lesbian. She's awesome.
Yeah. Or you could just call her Liz.
Or you could just call her Liz. Yeah. It's a little long.
Yeah, it's a little long. Yeah, it's like, oh, Liz. Nah, man. Some of our best friends are gay. I mean, I'm pretty sure I could be gay if I wanted to, but
right.
It just seems like an awesome life, bro. If you could meet, like I said, the old Greg Giraldo bit, where if you meet a guy. And if you're gay and he's the same size as you, you instantly double your wardrobe. I mean, it's one of those things. You're going to have a nice house. I've never met a gay couple that lives in a bad area, that doesn't have a nice car. Every gay couple that I've met is doing well in life. They easily both make over $100,000 a year.
They've had to overcome a lot of obstacles, and maybe they've also put their priorities towards other things besides having a family.
Exactly.
Being into the family that they are in.
Yeah, they have more time. Is what you're saying.
They have more time to focus on other things that make them successful.
Their priorities are
right.
a lot better. So, yeah.
But they also can still do those things later in life.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like older gay guys after they've become successful. It's not like they can't adopt and make a family and all that.
Definitely.
In fact, who wouldn't want to do that?
A lot of people are not having kids nowadays.
Right.
Yeah, they're waiting longer and longer in life to have kids.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some study that just came out. It was 27 was the average marriage back 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And now it's 31.
Yeah, and their first divorce is at 33 now, right?
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Dude, it's so easy nowadays. You meet these couples, they have a fight. The first thing they say is, we're getting a divorce. Where back then, you'd be like, my husband just hit me and he gave me 2 black eyes, but I think we can work it out.
Right.
He loves me.
Right.
Nowadays, you look at him the wrong way. They're going to be, you know what? I don't like the way you're treating me. I think you're mentally abusing me. I'm divorcing your ass right now and shit.
Well, I just want to meet that one wife that's like, oh, yeah, we've been married 12 years, and every Tuesday I suck his dick still. And it doesn't even have to be a Tuesday. It could just be once or twice a week I still blow him.
Oh, my husband looks stressed. I know what'll definitely cleanse his mind.
I want to meet that wife.
Yeah.
And it's just never there.
Maybe you're looking in the wrong places.
Right, or just asking the wrong wives.
Where can you meet a woman like that? Where would you instantly think about? Where would a woman like that hang out? A library?
I mean,
a cosplay?
I meet women that say that they are into it, that they're down to do it.
Okay.
But the longevity is always really? I don't think it's there.
Okay.
It's always when you're first dating, you can meet girls that are totally into it.
Yeah.
And then obviously, you cut to that same relationship 5 years in. Is it going on just as much?
Yeah.
No. Chances are no.
No.
But why?
Reciprocation?
I'm sure that, let's say that guy is totally down to do whatever you want still too.
Yeah.
2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
It's usually just that. And maybe you guys have sex, but there's no the sex changes. Has the sex changed with you?
Yeah, man.
With marriage?
Yeah, man. We're tired now, bro. Your whole day, man. You have family things.
So
you have
that's
a job,
what happens.
You have
Is
comedy.
other obligations come into the way.
Definitely, man. That happens a lot. So much. Like, I mean, even doing comedy, man. Sometimes you're like, I gotta go do a show, and you're just so fucking beat, man. You've taken your kids to school,
but you can't say like, hey, but baby, right before I go to this mic, you want to blow me?
I haven't gotten to that level yet. I don't think I don't feel that.
And then after that, when I come back and after I've crushed, I'll come home and I'll get you.
Yeah.
And I'll take that dick that just got blown and I'll tap it and hit it and smack it and blah, 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 blah. Whatever the vernacular is for treating her very appropriately and very kindly and like what you would do with your wife.
Yeah. No. Not on my end, no. We don't talk about it. You just give her a look one day, and then all of a sudden, you take off your clothes, and you do a missionary, and then you go back to sleep.
Right. No eye contact.
A lot of the time, it's not too much of it. It's just you go ahead and do it, and then after that, you're like, okay, is it time to go back to sleep? Go back to sleep. So, and then you also got to worry about, if the kids are going to come in the room. That's a big thing. That's a big thing nowadays. You have to find time. It's your home, but the kids are walking in every 5 minutes, man. So it's kind of hard to to keep it erect when you're worried about someone knocking on the door, and then all of a sudden you have to stop. So yeah, man, that's a big thing too for me.
Well,
nowadays.
if your kids saw you and you weren't stopping and you just were like, "What's up? How you doing? You want this? What can I help you with?" As you're still fucking her. Obviously, they'd be like, "Oh, no, Dad, I'll talk to you later."
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that either. I love my kids, but I would never traumatize them to that end, man. As soon you lock the door, and as soon as you hear somebody, you got to definitely pull out, cover yourself up.
Seeing your parents fuck?
Dude, I would think so. I would never want to put my kids in that position.
As a kid, like me being myself, like if I saw my parents fuck, I wouldn't want that to happen.
Yeah.
But if I saw them do it, I wouldn't be like, "Holy shit, now I can't ever live my life again." Yeah. I would just see it and go, "Holy shit, I saw my parents fucking."
Yeah.
And then just be like, "That was nuts."
Yeah, your dynamic with your parents are definitely different than the dynamics I had with my parents. I would not, no, man.
I think
that would
they would be
traumatize
more
me,
upset. They would be like, "Holy shit, the kid just saw us fucking."
Yeah.
Instead of the kid being like, "Holy shit, I saw my parents fucking."
It depends
like, what's
on what
more
age,
trauma?
too.
Like, what's more weirder?
I would say definitely the parents, if you care. If you're the type that you just said right now that you're just going to keep jackhammering away while your kids are watching, I would definitely think you're comfortable enough. I wouldn't do that personally and stuff. Yeah, I want to make sure that
you don't even lose stroke.
Yeah, no, man. You just
what
keep
do you
going.
want, Janie?
Yeah.
I'm just drilling your mom.
Yeah, exactly. Now turn around. Okay, now I'm going to put it in your other hole. Yeah, no,
and then your
man.
wife's just like, "Yes, Janie, tell you what do you want from your dad?"
Exactly. And then all of a sudden he nuts in her face while the kids are there.
Right.
Man, no.
Yes.
I just gorilla mastered your mom while you were here. Yeah, that's about it. No, man, I would never do anything like that. But I love my kids, man. I would never want to traumatize them. And that's the reason why I'm saying it's so hard nowadays, because as soon as you hear that, you got to stop immediately.
Yes.
And then it's hard as a guy when you're going and then you're almost to the point and then you have to stop.
So now it's like maybe after they go to bed or like before they go to school.
It's usually now on a Sunday morning, maybe a month apart or 3 weeks apart, dude. I've been catching myself doing that a lot. When we do have relations, it's usually Sunday morning,
right
after a Saturday, right. Since I don't drink anymore, like I said, I don't smoke weed.
Yeah,
I don't wake up with that hangover.
Yeah.
I usually get up early, go to the gym, but right before I get to the gym, I make sure to do my cardio there with my wife. You got to have both. So
yeah, you lift your own muscle.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to work your primary muscle out first.
Yeah.
Then you work all your other muscles after.
Exactly. That's your cardio for the day. And after that, you're gonna go do some some weight training. And
right.
Stuff.
Of course.
So,
I get it.
Yeah, man. Come on. You got to be able to do that.
It's a little redundant. Gay, lesbian.
Gay, lesbian.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I should have just said yay.
Yeah. Yay. No, but I was saying earlier what you were saying. I always dress up as Duff Man when I go to these places.
Really?
They actually, when I went to Stan Lee's last
That's
time,
tight.
they put me in their booklet for some reason. It's like, oh, come here. They called me
Duff Man, Latino.
Yeah, the Cholo Duff Man, because I have a lot of tattoos and stuff. So I was like, I was like, all right, that's good. I don't know if you've seen the Juan Solo. The Latino version of Han Solo.
Nice.
One of those type of things. It's on the 28th.
It's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, exactly. So
I got it.
That's pretty cool, man.
Everybody could be called Juan.
Yeah, everyone can be, exactly.
Juan Yoda. Or Hoda.
With a J instead of a Y.
Hiyota.
Yeah.
Hiyota.
Oh man.
I don't know. Like, would you watch Star Wars in Spanish? I would assume they have it.
No intentos. Hazlo. O déjalo. No hay intentos.
Oh yeah, it's been subtitled in every language.
Wouldn't that be cool to hear Yoda, like what Yoda sounds like in Spanish?
It would be cool. I've never actually seen it, but I'm definitely, they have it.
Doesn't Spanish kind of like what English would say jumbles up the order of the word, you know? So you put, words that would be out of order in English.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with Yoda, where he says like, trust you, I will.
In Spanish isn't the correct way that a sentence should be structured. That's the difference of a Spanish Yoda and English Yoda.
Spanish Yoda's just talking like, I will trust you.
Yeah, I will trust you. He says everything in the correct order. In the English version, of course, it's all jumbled backwards and stuff. That's the main difference of Spanish Yoda and English Yoda.
Yoda doesn't talk funny at all. What are you talking about,
he actually
guys?
has the most husky, most genuine, like the most handsome voice ever in Spanish.
He sounds like the most interesting man. He's like, hello.
Su energía nos rodea a todos y nos une. Luminosos seres somos, no esta cruda materia.
And I think it's Benicio del Toro who does the Spanish version of Yoda, and his grammar is immaculate, I should say.
Can you do that? Can you say some sort of like Yoda phrase in Antonio Banderas' sexy Spanish voice?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm not that talented, bro.
Okay, well, give me a Spanish phrase. Like, say like, the force will be with you always in Spanish.
La fuerza está duro con esta persona.
So, like, that sounds kind of like sexy Antonio Banderas right now.
Well, I do have a great voice, man. That's the thing. I have a great radio voice. It's like,
so say it a little slower and a little lower.
La fuerza está fuerte con esta persona.
Yeah. See?
Does that sound okay?
Yeah,
you just slipped out of your seat, Daryl. Oh, you're on the floor, Daryl. Get up.
Okay, so say some more. I'll look up some more Yoda phrases.
Oh, this is what we're going to do now. Let's just go ahead.
Sexy Spanish.
Este cuarto está fenomenal.
Yeah.
It's something like that, yeah. Dude, by the way, I've already told you that painting you have right here is friggin' awesome, dude.
Yeah, a lot of people have complimented me on the painting. It's a sexy tiger that my grandfather painted. Mm-hmm. He's an artist.
It's got the biggest breasts I've ever seen.
I did say
it's the sexiest tiger I've ever seen, yes.
Who wouldn't want to have like a tiger with some hot titties?
Are those Anna Nicole Smith's breasts circa 1996?
Probably.
They're awesome, brother. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's when the painting was made.
Exactly, so yeah. Can I say Anna Nicole Smith back in the day was the hottest woman I've ever seen?
Hell yeah.
Dude, yes. Her and Jenny McCarthy in that Candies, pictures that she used to take. Those are the ones that got me through high school most of the time. So.
Really?
Yeah, man. Seriously. And now she changed her views. It's weird. It's weird when you love somebody and you love them so much, and then they get older, and you find out they're horrible people inside, and you're just like, "What the fuck?" My boner just went from midnight to 6 o'clock.
It is weird how, like, I remember back in my early whack days, I did have some, sexy. Not fully nude women, but definitely like women in bikinis. And I think one was Jenny McCarthy.
Jenny. That's her sister. Yeah, that's Jenny. That's the transsexual version of Jenny McCarthy.
Jiminy McCarthy.
Yeah, that was a transsexual version. So you've been into transsexuals now for a long time.
Yes,
and,
it was a chick with dick, but
yeah.
Her name was Jiminy McCarthy. Yeah, and she was hot. But like, I would definitely have those posters in my room. And to, a 12-year-old boy, it's totally like, why not? Yeah, what? Totally. And then obviously my mom is like, the whacking begins, oh no, man, now he's into chicks now. Yeah. Damn it.
Well, your dad must have been stoked.
Well, yeah.
Because my son finally loves women. Good, because we were kind of wondering about Daryl for a second.
I'm going to be hanging out in his room for a little bit too, because that poster is hot.
Exactly. You come into your room. You've never whacked it, but all your sheets are crunchy. It's like, what the fuck has been going on in my room?
Okay. Here is the first quote from Yoda, but we want it as sexy Antonio Banderas.
Oh, okay.
But you don't have to say it in the, jumbled up Yoda.
Which I can't.
Yeah, don't say it.
Yeah.
Just say it how you would normally say it. When 900 years old you reach, look as you good you will not.
in 900 years, you will definitely not look the same as you are right now. But that's in English. I know. I'm trying to read it, man. I'm reading a script.
Right.
I have to read it in English.
You read it.
Then I do it. En 900 años, tú no te vas a mirar igual como te miras ahorita.
No, you have to say it lower.
Oh, I'm sorry. En 900 años, no te vas a mirar igual como te miras ahorita. Holy crap, dude, I lost the deepness, man. Fuck. You know what happened? I coughed. Oh, man, that's the thing that got me. I lost the sexy phlegm.
That frog.
The sexy phlegm, dude. Man.
Hey.
En 900 años, tú no te vas a mirar igual como te miras ahorita.
Yeah, see, now, if I heard that Yoda watching the Spanish version of, I would, be not able to, like, handle myself. I would just be like, oh, man,
you're definitely handling
Yoda,
yourself.
He's so sexy.
Exactly.
Oh, my God. Yoda, what the fuck?
Which is the name. Okay.
We got another quote.
La mente de mi niño es definitivamente estupendo. The mind of a child is truly wonderful. That's true, man. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Are these truly Yoda?
Yeah, this comes from StarWars.com. So, I mean, these quotes have to be true.
They have to be. It's on the internet, bro. It has to be true.
Well, I can definitely tell the first one.
Yeah.
I like Yoda. He's a cool character, for sure. Okay. Who's your favorite Star Wars character?
Star Wars character, of course. Oh, man. And I'll be completely honest. Up until like 3 years ago, I had never seen Star Wars. Yeah, and then I watched it, and I actually did become a fan. Han Solo. I'll be honest. It might be the weird thing to say, but Han Solo is definitely my favorite character.
Of course.
Of course. That's
he's like the quintessential, like, badass.
Yeah, exactly. So him, yeah.
And it is one of those, like, you want to think, like, okay, this is a movie. Women probably hate this character, probably feel that it's, like, misogynistic.
He's kind of a douche.
And, but then you talk to every woman and they're like, oh, no. Like, we are totally in. He could do whatever he wants. Yeah. And they're totally exactly playing the same role as Princess Leia, where they're like, at first, like, oh, yeah, you're so gross, but I still want you bad.
Like the battered wife syndrome and stuff. Yeah, just treat him as bad as you want. They like it. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think I got a dusting of something. I feel like I don't pick up social cues like that. I don't pick up, like, when women, like, are kind of, like, standoffish and, like, at first kind of, like, act like they don't like you very much.
Yeah.
I take that as, like, oh, this girl doesn't like me.
Yeah.
Like, and when I, like, stop pursuing and walk away and then just go, like, oh, that was horrible, instead of being like Han Solo, where I'm like, oh no, she's just playing hard to get.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just double down and show her that I'm twice an asshole.
Yeah.
And she's just gonna come running.
Yeah. Which is completely not acceptable nowadays. You can't do that now because they would call the cops, or they would say that,
But that's the thing. It only happens with Han Solo because, deep down, she's into him.
Well, his looks,
she
first
does
of all.
do the, like, game where it's like, okay, yeah, you're hot, blah, 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 but I'm not going to be, like, that doesn't impress me at first. But then, she gets to know him a little bit more, and then she realized, like, oh, he's actually kind of a cool guy, or he's actually not an asshole. He just, plays it like it is.
Well, of course, like you're saying, his looks definitely play a huge role in that. Because if he was not attractive, that would just have ended right there.
All of this is predicated on they're already into each other physically.
Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, if he's attractive but he's a dick, we can work with that.
Right.
We can change him after we get together with him, yes.
See, if they're not into that, if they don't both think to themselves like, wow, I would totally be into this.
Yeah.
If everything else was taken away.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. But after that, then it turns into like, well, who is this guy beyond his looks? Guys are more like, is she psycho? Okay, I guess I don't have a lot of time. I got to hit this now.
Yeah. I mean, it works both ways. But I mean, if you're a guy and if it's a hot chick or a hot woman, you can definitely put up with the crazy for a while.
For a little bit.
A little bit. After that, yeah. But for a woman, it looks like she wants to change the guy. It's like, I mean, I know he steals all my money. He sold all the wedding ring that I had from my previous marriage, but I can change him.
That's the thing. With Han Solo and Princess Leia, the only thing that she wanted to change was when he was, frozen in cryostasis. When he was in carbonite, that's when she was like, well, I want him to be, human again.
Yeah.
I need to change him.
Change it right now, yeah.
But then after he changed, she was like, okay, be exactly who you are.
Yeah.
I want you to be the badass, smuggler.
Yeah, exactly.
I want you to smuggle my poon.
Yeah, exactly. He's rough around the edges. I get it.
Yeah. Then we're going to make Kylo Ren.
Yeah, we are. They called him Emo. I mean, if you saw it, he was very emo.
Emo Ren?
Yeah, Emo Ren, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I like this last one, the episode 7.
I did
it's
too.
tight.
I mean, you got to take it for what it is. It's like watching the movie It. I mean, I think you told me the same thing.
Did you see the new movie?
I saw the movie
Hell
It. I
yeah,
saw
it
it
was
when
tight.
it came out. It was good, man, for what it was. I saw the original one after. And that thing was cheesy AF, bro.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, wow, man. I was like halfway through it, and I'm like, can I change it now? But I wanted to get through it. I forced myself to get through it.
It's the true difference between what a movie would be versus what a made-for-TV movie would be.
Which was that the case? Was it a made-for-TV movie? Okay, so now I get it. So now I understand.
It was a 6-hour miniseries broken into 2-hour parts.
Now I understand.
It was at least 2 parts.
Okay, but now I understand the budget for the spider at the end.
Yes,
which was I'm pretty sure it was like $7.
Oh yeah.
In today's money, it would be like $32 for
it was
that.
at least.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, I think they paid. I think they overpaid. By the way.
Yeah. But I feel like they maybe got the spider from 8-Legged Freaks or something.
Yeah.
They got a hand-me-down monster.
They were on the Warner Brothers backlot and they just found it outside. Yeah. They're like, we can reuse this. Yeah.
What's in this room that we could use?
There we go. We needed an extra $30 to pay John Ritter's salary for this movie, you know? Yeah. So we're going to have to, kind of get some, because I'm pretty sure back then it was an
Harry
Anderson company.
Ain't working for free, man.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we got John Ritter. Come on. we got to pay at least $300 for him to appear in our film.
So now, who do you think is going to be cast as the adults in part 2?
They're talking about Brandy Chastain.
Spoiler alert, guys. There's a part 2 coming.
Yeah, but they're talking about Brandy Chastain and
she's going to be the girl.
She's going to be the redheaded
Beverly.
girl. Yeah, and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Ah.
Yeah, I heard that on.
He's going to be playing Bill.
Yeah, the lead character.
Right.
Yeah, so I just went on because I go on Nerdist and all these other websites.
That'll be a cool get.
Yeah, if they can.
And now the fat kid will have to be another, cool leading man type guy too.
Yeah,
because
he was John Ritter in the original, so with a beard.
He's got to be at least John Ritter or better.
With a beard, though. Yeah, that takes it up a couple notches.
With a beard.
With a beard, bro.
Holy
if you remember.
Shit.
Wow,
yeah.
dude, yeah. But when I saw the movie I kind of felt sorry for the fat kid because, come on, man, he was the one who was in love with Beverly.
I know.
And I thought in the original, he does end up getting her because he loses weight and then they come back or whatever. Yeah, but in that movie, he ends up kissing the other kid. You said Bill, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh man, why can't the fat kid get some love, dude?
But maybe that's the thing. We're building it up for he gets nagged or looked past in this set part of the story, but later it's because there's a bigger payoff at the end,
which could work into the plot because it's like that was his turning point. Like he didn't get her, and she knew he didn't like her because maybe he was overweight, and that was the moment that he changed his life. He joined Fitness 19.
Yes,
he started eating salads.
See, that's the thing that I can't I'm gonna be sad for is this kid who played that fat kid, the actor. He's gonna have this stamped forever in time as, hey, remember that movie where you had your big old fat titties out for half of it?
Yeah. Yeah, and
you were a fat kid, and now he's going to be like that Jerry O'Connell type of guy where he's going to use this as a stand by me moment where he's going to be like, oh, I'm not going to be that guy anymore. I can't be the fat kid. I got to be the leading man hunky guy or I'm going to kill myself.
The truffle shuffle syndrome, I guess you could say. Yeah. Another great movie, The Goonies.
But that's the thing. The guy that did Truffle Shuffle, he didn't go become that hunky guy. He went and later became a lawyer or something like that.
Yeah.
And left the business. I think it was because everybody wanted him to do the truffle shuffle stuff.
Yeah, that happens all the time. He would come into an audition and he's probably ripped. Now he's okay looking. Can you do the truffle shuffle? It's the first thing that comes out of their mouths. And he's like, no, I don't want to do that anymore.
Do you think
that Hollywood?
You think the judge still does it? Do you think they'll still be like, hey man, Goonies never die, right?
Yeah. Which a young Josh Brolin as well.
Yeah.
He was
Bran.
Yeah, he's cool. Now he's going to be the new Cable in Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's one of the things. Yeah, if you remember, I don't know. Speaking of Josh Brolin, do you ever remember a movie called Thrashin'? A skateboard movie?
Yes.
Yeah, he was the lead character in there too as well. I don't know why that just popped into my head. We're talking about Josh Brolin. That's a great movie as well. The Warriors. I don't know why. We could go another hour just talking about old movies that we want to watch. That BMX movie. Rad. That one as well.
That was tight.
Yeah, man. But we can go on forever on that topic.
That's enough. I think we can safely say that's been enough of a podcast.
Yeah, how much do we have?
At least 2 hours.
Holy crap, dude.
I don't know if it's all getting in, but
no, it can't all get in.
But whatever's in is definitely been a thin slice of heaven with me and Anthony Mojica.
Thank you.
Do you want to plug any of your social media or just whatever?
Toner Charmer across the board. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, blackpeoplemeet.com. Hit me up, Toner Charmer. And I think it's Toner Charmer 1 on Twitter now. So,
awesome.
Yeah, man.
All right, guys. And also follow me at This Comics Life and the D Stories. And you can also write me at thiscomicslifepod@gmail.com or follow me at the new podcast. If it's out yet, hopefully it is. If it isn't, just listen and just hopefully you'll find it someday. And it's going to be the You're Such a Sex and the City podcast with me and April Lotshaw, the famous April Lotshaw. It's going to be great. We're going to be following each episode of Sex and the City one by one, and we're going to have guests, and we're going to have a lot of different bits, such as the gayest thing we've thought, the biggest douche award, and who you boning. Yep, those are just some of the segments that are going to be on this podcast. So, guys, check it out, and I will give you the links and dates and all those details when they come out. So just follow and stay tuned. If you like Sex and the City, you're going to love this show.
Which we all do.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, until next week, let's follow me. And you, of course, have been listening to